Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the Hyundai i10, not the Grand i10, not the i10 Neos or they keep adding things to it. This guy comes courtesy of Durga Car Deco to me. So please give them a follow on Instagram by following them by clicking on the pinned comment, the link in the pinned comment. Straight away, let's open the engine bay of this car. Okay, it's a cab forward design. That's the engine. Chintu Bintu might remind you of the Eon, of course. No insulation right there. Okay, the design looks decent, but the hood did not close, so we're gonna push it, and okay, it still did not close. So we can push it. Okay, still did not close. What's up with you, wood? Yeah, we need to bang it down. Yeah, it's not closing at the moment. It has a mind of its own. Small grille. Now the grills have become super big on Hyundai cars. Lights are big. There's a protector, and from the side it looks small but tall by design. Replaces the Santro as such. IRDE is the name of the engine. Wheels are small on this car with a high profile as well. In fact, the tire size happens to be a Michelin tires, 155/80. 1380 profile tire, that's massive. Coming to the rear of the car, again the tall boy design. This is the Magna trim, and this is a nice treatment to open the boot of the car. That's also nice. Okay, not really big a boot as such. Let's get into the rear. Good thing is headroom is good, but no adjustable headrest in the car. Cost cutting there. Why Hyundai, why? Okay, no door pockets here either. No headrest, like I already told you. Seats are okay, fine. Headroom is good. Under thigh support could have been better, but who really cares? Let's come to the front. Actually, the dashboard design is very nice. They gave it a beige treatment. Beige treatment really looks very good in this car because it gives you that airy feeling, and the gear lever is kind of attached to the dashboard itself, leveraging space here. So plenty of space on offer. Everywhere you can see AC control. There's this remote which is so 1970s. Music system, storage space, hazard light. You get a tachometer as well, and a nice white background for the speedometer. There's a fuel meter, there's a temperature meter. No steering mounted audio controls. Let's turn on the car right away. So here it rose to life. Internally adjustable outside rear view mirrors. That's also cool. No auto dimming inside rear view mirror, of course, but who really cares about the interior features? Let's start driving right away. First things first, I'm going to actually take the steering wheel up. Yep, that's my style of driving. Okay, turn on the car. There it rose to life. I love the gear lever placement. This is a 1.1 litre engine, produces what? I don't care how much power, because no one really cares about power in a Grand i10. Okay, power delivery, little snappy, little jerky. Makes quite a lot of noise, huh? 6,000 RPM red line, and before we start, we already stopped. Brakes are good. Hyundai brakes are good actually. See, slotted in position right now. Okay, air conditioning off, and that's like the sport mode on this car, and off we go. Motor is refined lower down, but if you rev it now, mid-range it makes a lot of noise. Peppy enough, but not really one giving you kick in the pants feel. But I'm surprised with the quality of the car. Fit finish is very impressive for a car of this age. So Hyundai's done a great job in terms of fit finish and bad job in terms of the horn. Brakes I like. I always like Hyundai brakes. I don't know what they do with the brakes, but the brakes always perform well on old Hyundai cars. And here onto the throttle, doesn't rev fast enough. We are in second gear. Makes quite a lot of noise in the top end of the rev range, but nothing much to complain about as such, because for the city the i10 is actually a great car. 1.1 litre, I think 64, 65 or 68 horsepower and 99 Newton meters of torque. You really don't care about, because the clutch is, it's heavy. Clutch bite point is not that impressive. The gearbox is also not the slickest shifting though. Yeah, wheel spin comes randomly, so one of the wheels decided we should spin, not both of them. So it doesn't have that outright grunt lower down, but drivability is good enough. It's decently fine, I would say. I like the fact that it has good amount of headroom on offer. It's slick, it's easy to drive, and the steering, no feel, no feedback, but light enough for city duties, and handling well. Body roll is there, and plenty soft suspension, which aids the ride quality of the car. The ride quality is actually good, and for a car of this age, it doesn't feel its age. That's a brilliant thing. No rattles as such. Sit in a Maruti car of the same age, lot of rattles. I'm telling you because I've driven a few Maruti cars today as well. Lot of rattles, making overtake, no problem. Lower gear, pulls. Yeah, there it kicks in, makes some amount of sound, some amount of noise, but feels well measured. I like how the wide backlit for the speedometer is there. It looks quite nice as well. So the i10 is like the replacement of the Santro, and the Grand i10 is the replacement of the i10, and the Grand i10 Neos is the replacement of the Grand i10. So you see, same car having multiple versions so that Hyundai could sell all of them in the Indian market. That's kind of smart, but still, you know what? There's the Thar. Oh, that's the new Thar. That's a Mahindra showroom. That's the Harrier. Harrier looks more red than the Thar. Trust me on this. So Piyush, when are you getting married?
In next 10 years.
In next 10 years. How old are you today?
I'm 15. Actually, I'm 14. I'll be 15 next month.
Which means that you're going to get married at the age of 24.
Maybe.
Oh.
When are you getting married?
And on that bombshell, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. Bye-bye.
Just kidding.
So good car in the city because overall visibility is very nice in this car. It's peppy enough, punchy enough as well. May I say that word? I don't know. But still, the i10 sold well, really well. Fuel economy is also decent. I think this should return somewhere between 14 to 15 kilometers per liter, which is quite acceptable, quite decent, quite good for a car of that segment at least. Coming through a corner, like, you don't push it hard, no problem, but you push it hard, understeer in plenty. It loves to understeer, but that's something you would expect from a car of this price, or rather a softly sprung suspension system.
नीचे से Q10 है वहाँ से.
That's the way it pulls, which is quite nice and satisfying as well. So as I see it, the i10 is of course a good car, and in its time it performed really well. But that said, you know what, probably a bit more driving dynamics would have really helped its cause. So when you come around a corner specifically, then steering kind of weighs up all of a sudden, so it's not consistent, but still, you know what, doesn't have that feel or feedback. So guys, this is my vlog of the Hyundai i10. In those times, I found it very quirky, but still functional enough, and they gave it a facelift and called it an all-new i10. What is this all-new i10? It's kind of weird. There's nothing all-new about a facelift with certain like small changes. But on that bombshell, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this vlog, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Well, bye-bye, and take care. Come on, first gear. Red line comes in at 6,500 RPM, but becomes very noisy in the process. And some people call it sporty, but the engine is revolting.